These are all custom. So we set them up, and then we designed these brick-built sideways city streets.
And I see you got the tumbler right over here. Is this a part of the set as well?
That is my custom tumbler. I designed that, and it perfectly fits one Batman inside.
Is it cool if we get like a little zoom up of the tumbler right now?
Sure.
All right. So, from start to finish, how long did it take for you to construct this?
This was an ongoing project over several weeks. Like it was really hard to get a lot of the angles right, so I had to rebuild it until I was happy with it. It took quite a while.
All right. And coming down over here now, I see another Lex Luthor box. What's more of this right here?
This is another modular building built by Brian, and it's like a Gotham City bank. So we got a Two-Face heist going on.
Awesome. And coming to over here, I see the X-Wing. Well, no, sorry, not the X-Wing. The Blackbird that was used, and I'm guessing X-Men Evolution.
Yep, the jet that they have in all the X-Men films and comics. This is where X-Men starts to, Marvel and DC start to mix. Originally we had it down there, but then we decided there's this little opening here, so we thought it would fit.
Is that also custom built?
Yeah, that's custom built by this guy Sig right here.
Wow. How long did it take for you to make the X-Men jet?
Overall, about 60 hours.
Sell it on eBay, see what you get out of it. And over here we have Hulk about to throw the car. Any backstory on behind what particular character is in the Lego vehicle?
That's just some guy, but the figure was built.
And I see right down here, there's another tumbler from The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I had my tumbler, and then I saw Dark Knight Rises, which has a number of tumblers in it. So I figured I had to at least do one of the camouflage ones. This is the one that has a little turret on top.
Rotating turret. So this is also custom built, yes?
Yeah. It's based on that, but the thing with this one is the windscreen is different, so I had to redo a little bit.
That is awesome. That is really, really cool. And the wheels move too, which is... When I was a little kid trying to get the Lego wheels to move for me, it was tough because like this dirt gets inside and one wheel starts to not work.
Yeah, wheel clearance is vital.
And coming over to this piece right here, what's this?
This is the Hall of Justice, built by another guy, Brett, who is just a master at building large-scale structures. This is just, you threw some LEDs in there, you got this gradient thing going on. These trees are awesome too. There's no like official Lego tree pieces in there. It's all just sticks and brackets.
And these two gentlemen right here, what are they doing?
Just a couple of robots chilling. Why not?
All right. Nice. Very impressive building out here. And coming over here, what environment is this?
Alright, this transition right here is where we start to get into Marvel. So we took a cue from the Avengers film, and we have a portal going on, and Loki's coming out with all his guys. We got the Quinjet and all the Avengers scattered about fighting. But then we also went with comic books, so we have a couple of Sentinels over here.
Nice. And the police booth is right there. Is that paying homage to Doctor Who? Is that just a booth?
It's scaled up, out of figure scale a little bit, but we got a TARDIS there. We got another TARDIS back in the city. We tried to throw as many nerdy things as we like in here, just because it's Comic-Con.
Awesome. And I just see right here, this is Iceman.
Yes.
How do you guys make the trail?
Well, interesting thing about the 1x2 brick is that if you build it out long enough, it starts to have this sort of bend in it, and you can really play with that to do curved walls. And here it's working as an ice trap.
Nice. And coming from the Sentinels over here, so what was the decision on going back to the 90s Sentinels? I love the idea, but what was the backstory behind going?
Our guy Brett, he's real into the classic comic books, so he decided to go all classic, and he wanted to go with an older style of the Sentinels rather than some of the newer interpretations.
Great. And over here, the headless Sentinel, you just put fake wires onto it?
Yep. All right. Got some wires, a couple snakes in there. Cool. make it look like you really ripped it out of there. We got Wolverine up on top here.
Nice. It's very cool. And like I like how you positioned Wolverine onto this Sentinel because that's the same exact way on how Wolverine took down the Sentinel in one of the very first episodes of the original X-Men cartoon. That is very, very thoughtful. That's awesome. And coming to this display right here, this I want to say Nick Fury. I might be wrong.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Lego hasn't come out with a Nick Fury minifig yet, so I threw together some parts that kind of resembled him, and then put him into. This is my interpretation of a Shield helicopter.
All right. And how'd you get the rotors to move?
Well, they make this thing called power functions where they have these little motors, and it's either battery operated. This one's running off electrical current. But I'm not really good with mechanical stuff, so this is just a motor that spins. So I just stuck it straight up, and it makes the rotor spin.
And I'm guessing this is Storm?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's Mohawk version Storm.
Storm. All right. Awesome. Very, very cool. And this little gentleman right here is the Ghost Lego?
Yeah, that's out of the Monster Fighters theme. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing there, but I don't know what this is, but somebody threw it in there.
And I can clearly see right here, this is probably one of the projects that took the longest. So obviously this is Star Wars. And was this a group effort?
Yes, it was. The trench here was designed by Will, who's around somewhere. I designed Hoth. But there's so much detail going on in the trench, it really had to be a group effort, because putting all these little fiddly bits is very tedious. But we banged it out.
Wow. And if anyone asks, is the TIE Fighters like 1/50th scale replica, or just off the top of your head, what size you thought best?
They're fairly accurate scale. It's all system scale, which is what the figures would fit into.
Just to get the base, the ground, how long did that take?
This was 2 solid days of just people taking little square sections of this and building it up, and then we also took some home to do in our spare time. So the most amount of time was spent putting these little details in.
And when you construct each exhibit together, did you have to disassemble it and reassemble it at the convention, or did you put it in a box and have it transported as a whole through truck?
Well, the way we designed it, it was intended that we would be able to bring it into Comic-Con no problem, because sometimes it's difficult to move stuff through the convention room, even during setup hours. So we designed it so it breaks down as much as possible. So like this trench, it all breaks down, it splits into 4 sections, and then it just goes flat.
And the X-Wing right here, is this also custom built?
This is an official set.
Official set. Is this?
I have my own custom X-Wing, but it's gray, so I figured we'd just go with the official set because it would have just blended in with all the other gray.
And the official set, is this one of the original X-Wing fighters from when it first released, or is this like the new series?
This is the newest one.
Alright, nice.
This is its own little marvel of engineering. It's got this turn thing where the wings just go up and down.
That is beautiful.
I wish I had one of those myself.
And I like how over here you have the core.
Yes.
That is nice. That is nice.
And oddly enough, it fits a soda bottle or beer bottle or what have you perfectly. We were looking for a coaster while trying to build and not get condensation on stuff, so we just stuck it right in there and it fit. Why not?
And over here, now we enter Hoth.
All right, this is my baby.
All right, now from start to finish, tell me everything about it.
All right, when we decided to do Team Star Wars, we each picked a movie. We ended up New Empire and Original Hope. So I took Hoth. So I sketched it out and decided what I wanted. I knew I wanted Echo Base.
And that's more fun.
And I knew I wanted to do the Tundra outside where they're doing the land battle.
And helicopters.
So I saw how many base plates wide and deep we were going to go with it, and I just fit whatever I could in.
John and Troy.
Nice. Wow. And again, are you using motors to rotate some of the main pieces of Hoth?
The ion cannon over here is running on a motor similar to the helicopter back there. This speeder going around is based on it's a 9-volt train set, and then we built up around it to hide it a little bit. So we got it going in a perfect
T-shirt.
circle.
They sell the shirts for
And the little chicken walkers, as I like to call them. Custom built?
Yeah, these are by Brian right here.
Wow.
They still into Lego? Come on over.
And how about the AT-AT walkers?
The AT-AT is an official set.
Oh, right.
The main things that are custom vehicles here are the walkers and then this snow speeder, which I want to do an alternate color scheme. And then we got the Enterprise.
Very,
I don't know why, but it is.
awesome. And that speeder over there, the mini speeder.
Ah, yes, this was another thing. If you're familiar at all with chibi or chibi, I've only seen it spelled, but it's taking something and making a smaller version of it with exaggerated features. So I took the snowspeeder and made a really tiny one with a full-size cockpit, and then we put it in the back, and it's kind of got a forced perspective scale thing going on.
And coming back to the last piece, the Enterprise.
Yeah, the Enterprise, that's also Sid's who did the Blackbird.
Wow. Wow. Very,
You wouldn't think it fits, but we made it fit.
very, very impressive. I know you guys took a lot of time and put a lot of love into this exhibit right over here. I'm just wondering, with 1 day left of Comic-Con, are you guys thinking about displaying a new piece for the final day? Lego Battlestar Galactica?
Sid's real thing is doing spaceships, so he does have a couple of Galacticas, including the actual Galactica. It might be the Pegasus, I'm not sure. I haven't seen it in a while, but that's always a possibility.
Very.
When you're here displaying stuff long enough, you start to get bored seeing the same thing, so we mix it up a bit. By the end of the day yesterday, everything was everywhere. We had the Enterprise coming down the thing, we had the TIE Fighter over in Helm's Deep. You start to have fun with it. So it might be that way tomorrow.
Well, honestly, thank you guys, thank you and everyone over here for putting up this display. You put a lot of time and devotion to this. Hopefully, in the future, it pays off with your own licensing for these pieces from Lego. Hopefully, you guys could start a Batman line from the custom pieces that I saw at the Tumblr. Like again, very, very, very awesome display. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is